What's going on, guys? This video is going to be my 2023 elk, my Colorado elk dump. So y'all get to see what I'm using this year. So guys, as far as what I'm going to be using for my 2023 elk hunt, pretty much everything here is going to be the standard stuff. So what we'll go over first is probably my camo setup and what I'm using this year. So we'll start at the bottom. So I am using the Sitka Mountain Pant this year as my pants. I really like that they come with the knee pads, and they're removable. I really like these pants. I've used them a little bit for hunting so far. We had a velvet hunt, and I use them for that. And so far I like them. They keep heat in pretty well. So those cold nights will be pretty good. So as far as base layers, I have two. They're both the Sitka base layers, just the regular base layer, you know. I got two colors, green and gray. I don't know if I'll bring both of them, but I'll probably be wearing green most of the time. And then over that, I have the Sitka heavyweight hoodie. Really like this hoodie. It's way warmer than you think it would be. It's pretty thin, and then you think thin, and you think probably not too warm, but don't let that deceive you. This thing can get pretty warm, especially when you have base layers under it. And then I have my Sitka, I think this is can't remember which hoodie this is. But it's the Sitka hoodie. It's the elevated too. It's my deer hunting hoodie for like stands. But I didn't get a puffy jacket. The Sitka, it's the Jetstream puffy, or the puffy jacket from Sitka. I want that jacket, but I just hadn't got it yet. I may, I have a few days. I may go buy one of those jackets. But this is the jacket that I'm running for my outer layer. One of the biggest reasons that I wasn't too worried about the puffy jacket was it gets cold at night, but during the day, the temperatures usually are pretty, mild, anywhere from 70 to 80 degrees during the day. The temperatures do drop pretty cool. We're in the low upper 20s last year, so I did sleep with all my clothes on, so I may end up sleeping with the jacket on or whatever, but I usually would shed my outer layer by 9:30. So next we'll move on to my bino harness. I have two harnesses here. The Vortex harness is what my buddy will be wearing. He's going to be using my Crossfire 10x42 binoculars, and I will be using this the Badlands. This was the upgraded one from the EZ. I have an EZ, but this is the one without the magnetic closing thing on it. This is just ran off the bungee system. I really like it so far. I've used it in scouting and several other things. There's pockets, so I have my smoke bottle or my wind indicator and one pocket, and then my release for my bow in the other pocket. I got my rangefinder in one pocket. But so far, I really like this vinyl harness. It's got a pocket in the back, but also what comes with this pocket is it's got like a padding thing on the back but it does close with magnets. So whatever's in this pocket cannot come out of the pocket. So I'll be running the Badlands Bino case this year for my 2023 season. So what's next? I'll go ahead and do my bow. For my bow, I'm running the PSE Omen. I'm running 80-pound limbs this year. I really like this bow. I've shot it just a crap ton over the summer so far. Well, I say over the summer. I've only had this bow for probably a month and a half, maybe pushing 2 months, about a month and a half. This thing is so sweet. 80-pound limbs does not feel like 80 pounds. I have a bow that is a 70-pound limbs, and this thing is smoother than that bow. Although I did one time break the D-loop on here and punch myself in the nose, I could definitely tell it was 80-pound limbs at that point. For my arrow, I really wanted to run the iron wheels this year. I just couldn't swing that because I had other purchases I needed to make. But I'm running the RIP TKOs in a 250 spine. I am running iron wheel fletching on the back. These things are nasty. I really like them. My arrows have been flying really good with them. My arrow length is from carbon to carbon is 27 inches. So this arrow actually ends up being probably almost like 29 inches because of the extension of the collar. It's the 50 grain collar that the RIP TKOs come with. And then the broadhead is, probably 2 inches. But I'm running the Magnus Stingers, the 125 grain. So I have 175 on the front, give or take a couple of grains. These collars are supposed to be 50 grain collars, but I weighed every one of them, and every one of them were just slightly heavier. They were about 53. Every one of them were about 53 within, that 53 grain spec. But these are super nice, pretty good sharp broadheads. I will be kind of sharpening them up a little bit more. They come out of the package super sharp, but I just want to make sure that when I shoot at an elk, it's gonna hold its integrity as far as sharpness. And that is what I'm running as far as my bow. Now, the pack I am running this year. So I am running the Mystery Ranch Terra Frame 65. So technically this isn't one of their hunting packs, but in my opinion it was really close to what the Beartooth, the Beartooth 80 is. They have a Terra Frame 80, which is probably really close to what the Beartooth 80 is. But I really like this pack. The only thing that I'm worried about with this pack is it being solid black and it looking kind of odd in the woods to the animals. But I don't think I'll have too much of a problem with that. But plenty of pockets, plenty of size. I was really concerned about 65 cubic inches, but it doesn't seem like 65 cubic inches is a problem at all, because I can run everything that I need to run inside this backpack and more. With the extra pockets on the outside, there's no issue at all. I fit, my sleeping bag, my sleep system, sleep system, sleeping pad, the tent and everything can all pretty much fit on the inside. I do carry my tent on the outside, but also I'm throwing around the idea of running a hammock this year, depending on what the temperatures are like. because I don't have an under quilt. I do at some point when I get an under quilt for my hammock, but I'm tossing the idea around of doing a little bit of hammock camping while I'm out there. So I'm gonna open this up and pretty much gonna pack my bag, and what goes in here as far as my packing will probably be the last time that it is packed before I leave. So everything that's going in here will go in here and then be in, the next time it comes out will be in the woods, unless I forget something. So sleeping pad, one of the most important things for me personally is a good night's sleep. This sleeping pad, super awesome. Stays super warm. It says it has a R value of like 4.4, but I mean, it's let me super comfortable. Matter of fact, one of the coldest nights I was in Colorado last year, I had to pull the top part of my sleeping bag off because I got so warm. But note that I also was fully in my hunting clothes, and I do that. I sleep in all my hunting clothes, so it's not as hard for me to get up the next morning and get going. So sleeping pad, that is what's going in my pack first. That goes at the bottom. Oh, it's the C. Oh yeah, it's the C to Summit Camp Plus SI, and it's self-inflating. It doesn't self-inflate all the way up, but it'll get air in it. It'll pump up, well not pump up, but it'll get air in it and inflate a little bit. But you have to breathe in it a little more to get it to, whatever you like it. So C to Summit Camp Plus SI, 4.4 R value, great sleeping pad. With that, I have another sleeping pad on the way for my buddy that's going with me. It is the Alps Outdoors. I can't remember what the name of it is. I will give you more information when I get that, but that one is it seems pretty nice. The R value on that one is supposedly higher than this one. And it's also a little bit bigger, so we will see. We'll see about that. Next up is my sleeping bag. This is not the bag. I put it in an aftermarket bag, but it is a Teton sleeping bag. I don't know what the exact name of it is. It's really nice sleeping bag. It's kept me warm. It's like I think it's a 20-degree sleeping bag, and it's pretty true to what it says, 20 degrees. Like I told you, I had to pull the top part off because I got hot one night last year, and that was one of the coldest nights that we were there. So I will probably, when I get out there, show you how I use this sleep system. So when I pack my sleeping system, I use this kind of like quilted blanket thing that I got from Sportsman's Warehouse. It's some kind of rustic ridge, like quilted sleeping blanket, and it's filled with down, but I don't know if it's synthetic down. I don't think it is, because I've had like feathers come out of it, but it's super warm. So what I do is, like, I'll spread that out and then put the quilt inside of that and roll it up. But I also keep my pillow. I use a little pillow while I'm out there. Comfort is key for me. Good night's rest helps you hunt the next day. So I put my pillow in there too, and I roll it up with my pillow in it. So this is like basically my full sleep system without the sleeping pad. So I have sleeping bag, blanket, pillow, all on this thing right here. So that's the next thing that goes in my bag. All right, and last is my tent. So I'm running the Alps Outdoors Trail TP2. Really like this tent. I do have one quarrel with this tent. It is, since it's a teepee, it doesn't have a whole lot of clearance when you're laying like crossways. So I tend to touch my head on the sides of the tent sometimes. You have to have a trekking pole to erect this tent, unless you do it under a tree and you can throw a rope over a limb and pull it up that way. I haven't tried it that way yet because I haven't been in a good situation where I could do that. I've wanted to try that, but I just haven't had the circumstances to do that yet. But I really like this teepee. It's kept me warm, kept the heat in. I haven't had a terrible issue with condensation on the tent. Matter of fact, I don't think I've had it at all this far yet. I've heard people say that they've had issues with it, but I personally haven't had that yet. I may get another Alps mountaineering tent. It is the Lynx single person tent. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet, just because I am contemplating doing some hammock camping this time, just to see how it is. But that's my tent that will go at the bottom of my pack, and then that's basically it for my sleep system. Now food. So what I do with my food, we go in for two to 4 days at a time. Most of the time we try to stay around the 3 days. Now this is my food pack here. I don't have all the food. I just have some small things that are going to go in here. But for example, this is probably, we'll say it's my day one food. All right, so I'll wake up in the morning and maybe have some oatmeal. So I'll put an oatmeal pack in here. Make it with my JetBoil or my Optimus stove. I have 2 cooking systems I'm going to have while we're out there. So my buddy's going to carry my JetBoil, and I'm going to carry my Optimus stove, which they can run on either fuel source. So that's good. But after I have my breakfast that morning, or I might have coffee and skip breakfast or whatever, I have a Cliff Bar that I carry. For the day, I'll try to be close to 2,000 to 2,500 calories. Maybe even more, but I'll have a Cliff Bar, lunch or dinner, depending on what I decide to have this as. Is I have a Peach Refuel. This is the Chad Mendez series, the Backcountry Bison Ball. This is one of their new ones. I haven't had it yet. Everybody says it's wonderful. The Peak Refuel Elk Ragu Pasta has been my most favorite. It is absolutely incredible. If you are into eating backcountry food, or you go backcountry camping or hunting or whatever, and you're looking for something really good to eat, the Elk Ragu Pasta is phenomenal. So I am sure this one is going to be incredible. 930 calories for this whole thing. I don't usually eat half of it and then save it for later. I usually eat the whole thing. This is basically 1 meal for me, so that's 1,000 calories. So with these 2, I'm up to half of the calories I'll eat in a day, maybe a little more. And then also, in one of my days packs is a ramen noodle pack. And this is 380 calories. So what I'll do with that is I'll either take, my Optimus stove, it's got like a little bowl thing that I can cook it with. So I may, crunch those noodles up and put them in that bowl. Or my buddy taught me this last year, High Country Jaywalk. Go check him out. He uses not a big one like this, but he uses a smaller Ziploc bag. He'll break his ramen noodles in half, put them in the bag, boil his water, and then pour that boiling water in the bag, and it just makes the noodles. And I do like ramen noodles, so that'll be perfect for me. Also, what you don't see in this bag is I will also carry like a small bag of nuts, maybe like a extra candy bar for like a pick-me-up. So what I usually do is I'll buy like maybe 3 or 4 candy bars throughout the whole hunt, and I'll probably divide that up between me and my buddy. So like whatever I decide, if I reach in one day, grab out a bag, whichever bag had that candy bar in, I'll eat that day, unless I want to save that bar for a like pick-me-up day. Say I'm struggling one day, it's been a rough day, long hunt. We get towards the end of the day, and I'm like, well, dang, I'm going to eat this candy bar, get my spirits up a little bit. Also, what I will do is bring some low-carb tortillas and maybe some peanut butter. So I'll put some peanut butter on the tortilla and eat that. Or with a lot of these peak refuels, specifically the breakfast bowl, or I've had it with some of the other ones, I will make a burrito out of these peak refuels with a tortilla. Both of these will probably come out of my pack, just because I'm going to put extra food in these, but I'm going to put them in there for now. So let's get into water filtration. So one of my water filtration systems, well, both of them are, well, they're different, but one of them is a platypus. It's the squeeze filter. They're pretty self-explanatory. You put it on here, and then, well, you dip the bag in water, then you put the filter onto the bag, and you squeeze the water through the filter into your cup or your bottle or whatever you're using. I haven't actually used it this year. This is a brand new one, but I used one last year. I used my buddy's last year, and they're pretty cool. They're really neat. They work really well for the one I used. It was pretty good. So you can get this one. I think is like, I can't remember. It was like a liter a minute is what you can do with this. I think I'll like this one quite a bit. So I am running 2 water filters. I'm not sure if I'm going to carry them both all the time. I'm not real sure. I'll probably carry them both just in case. But my second water filter is the Sawyer's. It's just a Sawyer's 1 gallon gravity feed. So it comes with a hose. You hook the hose. Well, it comes with this little thing you put here, hook the hose to that, and it comes through a filter, and it filters gravity is how it filters through that thing. You can hook it straight onto a bottle, or have the thing go into like a little spigot from like a water bottle that it'll come out of, but I'll probably use it straight into one of my bottles. It's got a head that you can put it on. Now, one thing about this that I've heard is you're supposed to put it on use this handle to filter from, but people have been making it a little better by tying like some paracord around this lid and letting it hang to where it filters straight out of the exit. So that's probably a little amendment I'll make to that one. But this will be going with me. I'll be bringing several different bugle tubes, or not bugle tubes, elk calls. I have this one bugle tube. It is a Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls bugle tube. I really like this one. I called a bull in with it last year. It makes from my use, it's been really good. It makes really good sounds. Phelps makes one that I'm really interested in. Actually, Phelps makes two that I'm really interested in. One is that aluminum one. I heard it has some really incredible sounds. And then they have that new something V2. I'm kind of interested in that. But as far as diaphragm calls, I'm running several different diaphragm calls from multiple different companies, Phelps, Rocky Mountain Hunting calls, and I have a Primos call, and I don't think that Primos call will be coming with me just because I've really found a groove with two different calls that I really, really like, and each of them are different companies. So there's that. Now, game bags, I'm just using some pretty generic Outland game bags. They're good size. They're pretty good quality. So I haven't actually used them yet, but I mean, they're made out of really sturdy material, basically paracord, pull system. Now, something else that I think is super important, your med kit, and I would suggest making your own med kit. I bought this one, and it comes with super, super good stuff. It's a trauma pack, and I would go more the trauma route as far as like backcountry hunting rather than like a med kit. Because if something bad happens in the backcountry, you're going to need something like a trauma kit. Corey Jacobson with the ELK 101, they showed a video where a dude basically impaled his leg with one of his own arrows. And that really changed my mind about like a med kit versus like a trauma pack. This has like Quick Clot in it. It has some other stuff, some duct tape. It's got stuff so you can make a, what's it called? I'll have to edit this part out, but it's got a duct tape and stuff in there so you can make a tourniquet in case you have to do that. It also has instructions for some like if something really bad happens. It's got some stuff in there that like I hope I don't have to use because like I would never be able to do it. Gauze, it's got all that stuff. It's also got some other stuff. It doesn't have some stuff that I'm going to add into here. So my fiance is a nurse, and she's gonna try to get me a suture kit just in case, I run a broadhead across my arm or something, across my finger, and I have to suture my own finger up or something like that. So I'm going to add a suture to this trauma pack. And then moleskin. Moleskin, I literally didn't have to use it last year, but if you get in the situation where you have to use it, everybody says this stuff is a lifesaver, and I have a bunch of it because if my feet get in a bad situation, get tender like that, it's going to hamper my elk hunting, and I can't have that. So I have moleskin. Last year, one more thing. I have two sets of boots that I'll be taking this year. Last year I used these Under Armour, just some of their lower end hunting boots, and they were actually pretty phenomenal. Comfort wise, I don't know if you can get a boot to beat these, but as far as like grip, I did get on some pretty steep incline last year that it struggled gripping with just a little. So that's my only jab. That's my only thing that with these is like it's a grip on some steep incline. Now I have some other boots that I'll be taking with me this year. I don't know yet which one is going to be the starter and which one will be the backup. But I have these 511 boots and I really like them. They're just a little bit heavier than these Under Armour ones, but the grip on these is way better. They are super comfortable, the 511s are, but they are also a little more bulky, and I don't know if I'll like that more than the Under Armour ones. But yeah, that's for my 2023 elk hunting bag dump. This is it. camera gear. I'll probably get into that in another video, but my camera that I'm using right now is the Canon HF-G20 or HFR G20. I have another Canon over here, the Canon EOS Rebel T100, and also there's another camera that I will most likely be bringing, but I don't know which one that is yet because I have to get it. I'm going through a little process. It's I'm basically renting a camera, but I don't know which one I'm renting yet. But there will be one more camera coming along with me, and then 2 GoPros. But yeah, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll try to answer those as best I can. Yeah, let's do it.